bit about your thoughts now that you've seen the film, processed all that, and where you go from here for the second game.
Well, one good thing about this game is it showed us kind of where we're at and where we're making mistakes and who's understanding concept. We won the game, but I was hoping that we played a little bit better, a little bit sharper, but I realized it's the first game, and a lot of guys have first game jitters. But my expectation and staff expectation, I think, and team expectation are higher than what we performed on Saturday. I think we're a better football team. I'm not going to blame it on the rain. They have to play in the same quagmire that we played in, but yet still, I just expect more out of our players, and I think they're prepared to give it to us. We had a good workout this morning. They seem enthusiastic about it, and I just think that good things are ahead right now. I know we got a tough team coming up, but I believe that good things are ahead. It's about how you finish and not how you start.
Coach, for you to get that first game under your belt as Valley head coach, what did that mean to you?
It meant a lot to me. I hope it meant a lot to our alumni, and I hope it meant a lot to our administration, because that's what it's all about. We desperately need some positives. Again, I know we had great teams here in the past, and we have great other teams that are already doing well here, like softball and track and those type of things. And it's not to say success not here, but success in football, I believe, is number one on the charts. And what you've got to have that will drive in recruits, will drive in people who want to come, be part of a winner.
Starting off 1-0 must be it's a good building block for the team, especially some of the things they went through last year. What can you learn from that win Friday to move on, last Saturday to move on to this upcoming week?
Well, we know that we got to get better, and we know that we're going to have to be more physical than we were in this last game. We know that we're going to have to start out faster than what we did. We can't just score points in the fourth quarter and come back and try to win. We want to start out fast, put points on the board early, and keep people off the board. We got to improve our special teams. There was areas in special teams which, I didn't like. People were not blocking. We may have to change personnel. We're not going to have as much personnel up there as we did here at home. We're down to 63 players on the road, so we're going to have to improvise and get more guys, out on the road. Maybe even some of our starters playing special teams, and they got to be able to last in the fourth quarter, even though we're playing on special teams. And at home, you're able to get some guys a rest because you got some backups that can run special teams. But we're going to have to go a full game with just our smaller team right now.
How would you evaluate your quarterback's play for Ivy, your starter?
I thought Ivy played well. I thought he missed a couple checks, and he missed a couple formation calls, but overall he threw the deep ball for us, and he put the ball on the money. As I was telling Coach Gregory the other day, that I was surprised that he was kind of pinpoint accurate as far as putting the ball where it should be. We just didn't catch the football, so he did a pretty good job for us. And so, I'm looking for a good week out of him. He needed that game under his belt as well, and so did Carl. They both needed some playing time to get going. And so, we'll move on from here and try to work to get them better, sit down with them privately and show them mistakes that they made, and as well as our kicking game. We missed 2 field goals early, which we shouldn't have done, and so, we got to get all those things on. That's got to be automatic for us. And Church has got to understand that, and if he can, we'll go with a young man by the name of Ruben, the freshman that we recruited.
What do you know about Northern Illinois?
Well, not much just yet. We're just starting to kind of get a feel for him. We don't have any film on him, but we're calling around trying to get some information about him, and I'm hoping that they're not doing something that's so out of this world that we can't prepare for it. We've got to make adjustments on the run like we did last week, and hopefully it'll work for us.
What was your biggest takeaway from Saturday? I mean, it was your debut. There's a lot of things going on in the weather, but what was your biggest takeaway about this football team?
Well, I was glad to see the way the defense played. How they played. I think all 4 quarters. If it wasn't for us getting in the way of a punt, and they gave them the ball and they punched one in, I thought the defense overall played a real solid game. I thought Devon Jones shocked me. He was all over the field, showing a lot of great speed and hitting people, with a real thrust. And from an offensive standpoint of view, Our young line made a lot of mistakes, but when they did do things right, we were able to bust a long run with Jarrell Moore. And, you know, it's just a lot of work and a lot of cleanup work right now to really know, you know, how we're going to finish this conference. You know, I'm looking at the overall scheme right now and going up playing the FBS team and, you know, with 85 scholarships and, you know, those type of things. So, you know, we got to go up and play tough, and hopefully we can come back, you know, with lack of injuries and you know, I'm going up to win, you know, and regardless of who we play, we're going to try to bring that game home.
This should be a good test too, to go on the road, and it's early, but right, I mean, it's always good to go on the road and kind of gauge.
Right, because the next couple of games after this game are conference games for us in the East, and so it'll be a good challenge for us to go up and play a team of this caliber and see how we fare out and maybe able to come back with that win.
Anytime you play a non-conference game, it's kind of tough. You're playing a team that you have any film on. How tough is it to play non-conference game, out of conference games?
Well, normally you have film exchange on a team that you're playing out of conference and get a general idea of what's going on. A lot of conferences are tight with their film, and you know, I'm just hoping the people that we play in our conference are not just giving film away because they want to give film away. You know, we kind of have a tendency to sometimes, you know, they want to get a job up there in one of those D1A schools, and so we'll do it for a favor. But there's a conference rule where you're not supposed to send film or you film out, and I'm hoping that the school that we just played, I'm going to call their coach today, Coach Gibbons, and ask them not to, you know, film exchange with Illinois State, so that, you know, they you know, more mystery to them as well.
All right. Any other questions?